And we welcome you back to On the Beat, everyone. Isaac hosting again this week, and today we have Will Cooper here from Crowell Gillis and Cooper, and we're going to talk about daycare neglect. And if you're unfamiliar with that term, Will is here with me this morning to help us learn all about it. Will, thanks for being here.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, so we'll start us off here this morning, and again, just the overall subject of daycare neglect. What is it?
Well, anytime your child's at a daycare, and there you can have anything from physical abuse, mental abuse, injuries on playgrounds, failure to properly supervise those children, just a wide range of things that can happen that either results in some type of injury to your child at daycare is what really falls under the umbrella of child neglect.
All right, so in the state of Mississippi, are there laws that address this or protect this or anything like that?
There are, Isaac. So the Mississippi Department of Health has regulations that require, for example, daycares do background checks on their teachers. They have regulations regarding teacher-child ratio, as far as, making sure you have enough teachers covering the children that are there. And then there are also other regulations that apply to daycare, and then the daycares themselves typically have their own regulations put in place. So when you're dealing with these kind of cases, one of the things that we look for as attorneys is what regulations have been violated and how those violations affect the health and the welfare of our children.
Speaking of children, so that can they be held responsible for their own injuries?
Well, see, that is the one thing that's unique about child care neglect cases is they cannot. So a minor child at a daycare, for example, falls off monkey bars.
Okay.
Well,
something that happens all the time.
Happens all the time. Even though that child may be standing on the top of the monkey bars, his actions are not considered negligent. Therefore, no fault can be placed on that minor child. What you look to there is why is that child standing on top of monkey bars while the teachers are there supervising the playground activity? So in that sense, even a fall or an injury on a playground potentially has ramifications for that daycare.
So I guess that leads us into the next question. What all has to go into proving a case actually exists?
Well, so the first thing you want to do is you just want to make sure that your children, when they come home from daycare, make sure there's no changes in attitudes or the way they're acting, bedwetting, nightmares, those kind of things, those factors can tend to show that something is going on at the daycare that's not correct.
Sure.
Once that is identified, of course, the factors that go into it are just the facts of those individual cases. Okay. And as attorneys, we have to look at those cases and determine whether or not it is something that the daycare is responsible for.
All right.
And so, like I said, there's a wide range of cases that can affect our children.
So, assuming a parent, guardian sees some
bruising
behavior, or something out of the ordinary, what steps should those parents or guardians take to sort of if they suspect something might be happening?
Well, the first thing you do, of course, is go to the daycare director and address that issue.
Sure.
Address that issue, especially, if it just something seems out of the ordinary, make sure nothing's going wrong. Make sure there's no mental abuse, or make sure there's no bullying going on from other, children. So go to that daycare worker. But if it is a serious enough case, a serious case where there's been an injury or, severe abuse,
sure,
then at that point you do need to contact an attorney and see what rights you have
and options that there may be.
And options that may be.
All right,
correct.
Well, we sure appreciate your time.
Well, it's good to be here.
Absolutely. If you have any additional questions or need any additional information, the information needed is listed there on your screen. We'll be back after this.